All rise. The Honorable Judge Lilet Matias presiding. Court is now in session. You may be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today for the case of J.R. Albios. Before we proceed, I want to ensure that all parties are present. Okay, everyone is here. Let's proceed. Defendant, you may begin.
Your Honor, as I do not wish to go on an insane asylum, and I even prefer death to that, I will tell everything. I gave this man and this woman because they were my parents. Now, listen and judge me. A woman having given birth to a boy, sent him out somewhere to an earth. Did she even know her accomplice cured this innocent little being? Condemned to eternal misery, to the shame of an illegitimate birth. To more than that, the death, since he was abandoned, and the nurse no longer receiving the monthly pension. Mine, as they often do, let him die of hunger and neglect. The woman who nursed me was honest, better, more noble, more of a mother than my own mother. She brought me up. She did wrong in doing me duty. It is more humane to let them die. His little riches were cast away of suburban villages as his garbage is thrown away. I grew up with the distinct impression that I was carrying subordination. One day, another child called me a bitch. Didn't even know what's the meaning of that word. Which one of them had heard it all? I was also against its meaning, but it felt the same all the same. I was. And you say one of the cleverest boys in school. I would have been a good man, Your Honor. Perhaps a man with superior intellect. My parents did not committed the crime of abandoning me. This crime is committed against me. I was the victim. They were the guilty ones. I was defenseless. They were penniless. They really was to love me. They rejected me. I owed them life. But is that a boon? To me, at any rate, it was misfortune. After the shameful desertion, I owe them only vengeance. They committed against me the most inhuman, the most infamous, the most monstrous crime which can be committed against a human creature. The man has been insulted, chives. A man has been robbed, that's not his own by force. A man has been deceived, paid upon, tortured, kills. A man has been slapped, kills. A man has been dishonored, kills. I have been robbed, deceived, tortured, morally slapped, dishonored. All this to a greater degree than those whose anger you excuse. I revenged myself. I killed. It was my legitimate right. I took their happy life in exchange for the one which had caused me. You have on me by sight. These people are my parents, for whom I was a formidable burden, a terror, and a shame, for whom my birth is a calamity and a theft of disgrace. The solace of his pleasure begot an unexpected child. To suppress the child, my torn came to do the same for them. And then, after one assembly, I was ready to love them. As I had said, this man, my father, who came to me for the first time 2 years ago. I suspected nothing. The other physical furniture I found out they run under the seal of secrecy. Naturally, he had sought an information from the priest. He returned out then. He gave me a lot of work and paid me work. And sometimes he even talked to me about one thing or another. About a growing affection for him. At the beginning of this year, I brought him his wife. She entered, she was trembling, so I thought her to be suffering from some nervous disease. She asked for a sip and a glass of water. She said nothing. She looked around obstructively to my work and only answered yes and no at random. Of all the questions he asked her, she had left. I taught her a little imbalance. The following month, really hard. She was calm, self-controlled. That day, we chatted for a long time. Then let her rather out order. I saw her 3 more times without suspecting anything. But one day, she began to talk to me about my life, my childhood, and my parents. She answered, Madam, my parents were wishes who deserted me. Then she clasped her heart and fell unconscious. I immediately thought she is my mother, but I took care not to. I learned some information about them. I learned that had been married since last July. My mother having been a widow for only 3 years. There had been rumors that they loved each other during the lifetime of her husband, but there was no proof of it. I was the proof. The proof is she had it proceeding and invoked to the strike. I waited. She informed one evening is phoned in as usual by my father. That day she seemed different, and I don't know why. She said to me, I wish you success because you seem to be honest to me and a hard worker. Someday you will undoubtedly think of getting married. I have come to help you choose really the woman who suits you. I was married against my inclination once, and I know what suffering it causes. Now I am rich, childless, free, Mrs. of my fortune. Here is your dowry. She held out to me and learned self and belong. I looked at her straight in the eye and I said, "Are you my mother?" She drove back to me stepping. She had her face in her hands, started singing, "Hey, the man, my father!" And cried out to me, "You must be crazy." I answered, "Not in the least. I know that you are my parents. I cannot be thus deceived. Admit it and I will keep the secret. I will bury you no longer. I will remain what I am, a carpenter." Here it lead towards the door. This thing supporting his wife was beginning to sigh. Quickly, I locked the door and dating my pocket and continued. Look at her! I dare to deny that she is my mother. He flew into passion. Very pale, terrified at the thought that the scowl which had been avoided might suddenly break out. Your good name, position, your ornament once be lost. He stammered out. "You are a rascal. You wish to get money from us?" That's the thing we get after trying to help such common people. My mother bewildered and kept repeating, "Let's get out of here, let's get out!" And when he found the door locked, he exclaimed, "If you do not open this door immediately, I have thrown you into pleasant blackness and so. Had remain calm." And I opened the door and saw them disappear in the darkness. Then I seemed to have been suddenly orphaned, deserted, pushed to the wall. I seized with an overwhelming sadness, anger, hatred, disgust, dishonor, rejected love. I began to run in order to protect him along the sea, which he had to follow in order to reach the station of the channel. I saw the rapid. This open star. I was sleeping behind me softly. He may not hear me. My mother was there crying. My father was saying, "It's all your fault. Why do you see him?" It's absorbed in our position. We could have helped him from apart. We destroy ourselves. This is a dangerous visit. Since we couldn't recognize him, I rushed up to him. Beseeching, I cried, "Kissy, you are my parents. You are my parents." You rejected me once. Would you repulse me again? You struck me. Before the law in my country, he struck me. He drew from his pocket a revolver. The blood rushed up into my hand. I didn't know what I'm doing. I have a compass in my pocket. I shot him. And she began to cry. "Help! Murder!" And to the whole enemy, it seemed that I killed her also. I didn't know what I did then. When I saw them lying on the ground, without thinking that I threw them into the sea. That's all! Now sentence me!
Dapat